In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, hello everybody, how are you doing? We'll be doing great by the mercy and grace of Almighty Allah. My name's NA Saqib. I'm your arts mentor, IELTS trainer. Additionally, I've been also teaching the students of spoken English for the last 20 years at the platform of Genius Institute, Lahore. Dear friends, my today's lecture would be about IELTS Writing Task 2. You know, it's a very famous formal academic essay. It enjoys 3 stages: introduction, body, and conclusion. We won't be talking about it either introduction or conclusion. The main focus of ours today would be its body, and not the whole of the body paragraph. Actually, we were talking about how to use examples in body paragraph, or how to add an example as a linker or a discourse marker in the body paragraph. In both of the paragraphs, you are directed or instructed to use the examples. You must be knowing the practical use of those discourse markers which can be used for adding examples here. So, you know that the simple recipe for making an effective body paragraph is IEE. That is idea, explanation, and example. So that's it. It can be very effective when it comes to making or writing your body paragraphs. Why examples are used? Actually, we add the examples to support our ideas, as a matter of fact, and consolidate our argument. We'll be using lots of linkers or discourse markers for adding examples here in this tutorial today. So I hope you will write it down, hold your paper and pencil, start writing those sentences, how I use those particular discourse markers very effectively in different couple of sentences. So you must be very careful today for writing all that stuff. Okay. These discourse markers actually can be used quite flexibly in different locations of the sentence. So you have to know how they can be used very effectively. So write down all those discourse markers which can be used for adding examples. Number 1 is for example. Number 2, for instance. Number 3, to illustrate. 4, as an illustration. 5, to give a clear example. 6, take for example. 7, such as. And 8, namely. So now let's see all these discourse markers or linkers or linking words for adding examples in different practical sentences. So let's have the practical usage of all this stuff. So you must be holding a paper and pencil, I hope, for writing these structures down. You'll be having a brilliant idea of understanding these discourse markers. So the first couple of sentences in which I'm going to use to give a clear example will be like this. Global warming should be taken more serious as it can result in a number of disastrous consequences. Full stop. To give a clear example, comma, the melting polar ice caps have not only caused a loss of habitat for polar bears, but are also threatening sea levels worldwide. The second example is, for instance. It will be used in these sentences. Just concentrate and write it down as I keep dictating you time and again. More and more women are choosing to start a family later in life. 20% of women giving birth to their first child, for instance, are over the age of 30 in the UK. No, it's the result of the recent survey conducted by Cambridge University students. Number 3 example, and namely and such as are being used here. Crimes should not have the same punishment. Minor crimes such as pickpocketing and traffic offences should not have the same penalty as major crimes, namely murder and manslaughter. So such as and namely have been used here quite effectively. The next example in which I'm going to use to illustrate, be careful about it, start writing. Children often learn behavior from the adults around them subconsciously. To illustrate, around 50% of children who are brought up by aggressive parents often use aggression to solve their own problems later in life. The next example would be, for example, here, parents should be responsible for teaching their children right and wrong. If, for example, they see their child using bad language, they should spend time explaining to their child the serious consequences that can result from this type of behavior. The last example in which I'm going to use, take for example, more and more people are leading sedentary lifestyles these days due to work conditions. Take for example, office workers in the UK who spend at least 8 hours a day and 5 days a week sitting in front of their computers. That's it, my dear friends. I've used some very popular examples or discourse markers to add examples in the body paragraphs. I hope you would have noted them down, it would have benefited from them, and you will be able to use them in body paragraphs of your IELTS writing module task 2. I'll see you with another uploaded video. Until then, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.